Should be live. Cool. Giggity. Let's see if I can also get some royalty-free music going. So give me a moment. Well, that's... Haha! Huzzah! Not a bad track. Sorry about that. I'm like, ooh, hey, that's neat. There we go. That should be a playlist. So I'm using royalty-free music, no copyright music on YouTube. So let's get to this. I'm going to compile the kernel on my PowerEdge server, but I'm not going to install it. This is just getting the transfer of the config over, setting up the kernel config, and then compiling. That's it. So let's get to it. Huzzah! I like using make old config because it seems to import the old config or the existing one for the system or the kernel that is currently actively being used, which is actually incredibly useful. I found on the PowerEdge server that I'm running on, there was some issues with the 5.3 and later kernel. It was weird. So let's get to it. Compile, and I should... This is actually not a bad track. So compile the kernel with warnings as errors. I'm gonna go default there. Print K and X. I don't know about this one. Cluster scheduler support. That one I also don't know, but it's saying the recommended is yes. Number of CPUs, 512. Really? That's interesting. I don't know about that one. This track is Tobjan Fortune of Life? Neat. Enforce strict size checking on Sigil stack. Data Access Monitoring Framework, a daemon. Daemon. The fighter of the night, man. This says no, so I'll stick with the default. stick with the default that. Net filter egress support. Well, since ingress is yes, we'll go with that. MCTP core protocol support. What is that? MCTP. So, management component transportation protocol. I'm Googling that so that I can read. What is this? I learn. Let's learn together. Wee! So I'm looking at the Wikipedia page. The Management Component Transportation Protocol is a protocol designed by the Distributed Management Task Force, DMTF, to support communication between different intelligent hardware components that make up a platform management subsystem, providing monitoring and control functions inside a managed computer system. This protocol is independent of the underlying physical bus properties, as well as a data link layer messaging used on the bus. The MCTP communication module includes a message format, transport description, message exchange patterns, and operational endpoint characteristics. MCTP's underlying buses include SM Bus, I2C, serial links, PCI Express, and USB. The simplified nature of the protocol and the reduced encapsulation overheads make MCTP suitable for implementation and processing within system firmware and integrated baseboard management controllers on a wide range of platforms, including servers, workstations, and embedded devices. For example, Intel's network interface controllers include support for MCTP over PCI Express and SM Bus since 2012, allowing these NICs to be controlled and monitored at a low level over MCTP. Exposed configuration monitoring operations include power management, control of address resolution protocol, offloading, configuration of out-of-band management traffic, which can be separated from Ethernet traffic visible to the operating system by using RMCP ports, filtering, a separate MAC address, or through VLAN tagging. Interesting. Huh. Really? I should be quite... I'm not quite... I'm barely... I'm at 60 dB. I think my audio should be fine, but if I go any louder, you're going to get the noise floor. And I'm much louder than the music. So I'm peaking red now. Let's... Huh. Yeah, the audio on my end is perfectly fine. I think you might need to crank up Twitch and see if Pulse Audio volume control is set. Yeah, I'm in stereo. That could be why. Anywho, let's see. It shouldn't be. It's much louder than the old one, but I'm literally right close to peaking. So there's not much else I can do without getting really noticeable background hiss. Anyway, let's get back to this. Do I enable this or not? So my setup is I'm using a SM5058 clone hooked to a Behringer Xenex Q502 USB mixer and preamp. YOLO enable, okay. Yes. And I've got that going through Pulse Audio volume control, and that's going into OBS Studio. And OBS Studio has me literally at the far end of the yellow, which is almost peaking or capping. So on my end, if I go any higher, I'm going to hit the ceiling. Or audio ceiling. So I don't know what I can do on my end. Yeah, at least you can hear me somewhat. Okay, let's see. Mark VGA, VB, EFI, FB as a generic system frame buffer? What the heck is that? Ouch. Huh. At this point, I'd probably just pop some headphones on. I am gonna go with the default of no for this. Intel PXP service. No Intel ME. Nope. 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 No ME. ME has touched me in very wrong places. Where has the Intel management management engine touched you? In very bad locations. Eh. Oh, manual. Okay. Support. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Seeing as this kernel that I'm building is actually not going to go into production, my friend, it doesn't make a lick of difference. It's more of trying to wrap my head around the act of compiling for when I do need to compile. Make rand config? Nah, I'm not gonna do a random config. Async. Nope, not really. Yeah, that probably would be good if I were to, like transfer this to another system. Yeah, I'm doing make old config. That way I can pull the old config from the existing kernel, the one that is actually running. You may have missed this earlier, but for my PowerEdge T410, I had some really weird kernel issues where I'd get past grub, it would load the RAM disk, and then I'd get a black screen of nope, and it would kernel panic, and I would not know why or where. And there was nothing in any of the logs. It was weird and frustrating AF too. I had to go into grub and select, I believe, kernel 413. Cypress, Street Fighter touch key support! I don't think I need Street Fighter. I2C. Let's go manual. Chrome OS, EC based. I need a little bit more than just that, I can tell you right now. By the way, oddly enough, I do have the Xbox 360 big button controller. Somewhere. Or I've got a... No, okay, then I don't have that one. But, yeah, I've got the 8-bit too. I've got more controllers than you can shake a stick at. Voltage. I'm gonna go default with those. Camera sensor devices. Oh, hello. Wait, where did... Oh, bugger. Just realized something. Haha! Huzzah! Wide chips. Display panels. Oh, technically, if I were to cross-compile this for ARM, I'd probably enable those. Oops. Okay. I need to turn down. There we go. Oh dear. Wait. Let me check something. I'm I'm streaming at 4,500 kilobits per second. And I actually chose this bitrate because 1080p, this is the lowest bitrate I could go for 1080p, and it was the highest bitrate I could go that a friend in Tanzania would be able to still watch my streams. And this is a friend who had, also, hello. A friend who had the main fiber connection to his part of Tanzania. Some baboons ate through it. I am getting some Numa Numa vibes from this track. Yeah. Yeah. Another fun thing is when Steam would release a survey of how much bandwidth was used by each country. He was the one that used 80% of Tanzania's bandwidth for Steam. He was the source of most of Tanzania's usage on the Steam survey. It was amazing. It was great. And it was amazing when he moved from Tanzania back to the US to see how quickly it dropped. It was funny. Anywho, I hope your day is going pretty good. I've got a very interesting margarita in my hand that I'm drinking in a canning jar for some ungodly reason. Oh, dear God. I'm sorry. Here, I'll drink to you. Ah. Whew. Hey, Nuvaton. Nuvaton makes, Okay, I know why this is here. Nuvaton is... I think they're in home automation. What the fuck? Wait. Xiaomi? Really? Huh. Well, I'm gonna leave that as is. I don't think I'll be ever using a Xiaomi HID device. What the fuck could that be? Huh. Well, this one, yes. I mean, Nintendo Joy-Con and Pro Controller support? Fuck yes. Yes, and fuck yes. Wait a minute. No. No. That needs to be yes. That needs to be yes. I've got a Red Dragon plugged into that machine right now. That needs to be yes. Actually, let's change that to manual. Oh, yeah. I'm only partway through, too. Well, seeing as I'm SSH into the machine remotely, mm, having a graphical configurator like that might be a little difficult. Okay, config is an or huh, neat. When I see kconfig, I think, oh, it's some sort of KDE kernel configurator. Eh. Intel specific absorption rate driver. Hmm. IMMOU or IOMMU's hardware support. Yes. IOMMU default domain type. Strict, lazy, or pass through. Seeing as the use case that I'd have for it, I can't actually use it on that particular server. Doesn't make that much of a difference. If this were a machine with a whole lot more PCI Express 16 lanes, I'd be okay with enabling it and messing around with how haunted it is. I don't need a gas detector or carbon monoxide detector in my computer. What am I? Running it as my home house smoke detector? CO2 gave me asthma. Or carbon monoxide gave me asthma. Yep. Yep. Ooh. NTFS. Read write file system support. Yes. 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 I know. I mean, I still use NTFS 3G, which it works. Yes, it's slow AF. I understand. But it's fucking stable now compared to what it used to be. It's like there's so many useful tools with it too. I can do recovery stuff and bring a system back, a Windows system back from death, from an NTFS issue, better than Windows can. You saw nothing. There we go. Now I can look at things dead on and not have to move my head out of the microphone range. Holy crap, that was quick! Huh. Please heat up the garage. Computer, go burr. I can always go back. I mean, as I said, I'm not doing a sudo make install, so. I didn't know. No, that's the production machine. And as I said, I've already had issues with the kernel stable repo on that thing. Nah, not doing that again. The thing that my margarita is missing is I didn't add any sugar to it. And I don't think the oranges are sweet enough. So it's very tart. But I don't really taste the tequila much. Looking over at the server right now, I can see the thermal sensors that I've got in the taskbar. 72, 73, 68. Come on, evacuate that heat into the garage. Please, please be a heater that does something other than heat. I don't want to turn on my Pentium D based workstation. Well, as I told Uncomfy Halo Macro, this will be going up onto YouTube. Maybe not tonight per se, but by at least Monday. So, and I've got it set where my videos do have an archive. Oh no, did your rep get murdered by a drop bear? Usually I stream on Sundays. I do a video game stream with a friend of mine. And I was actually going to stream Just Cause 2 tonight. Then I realized, it's been a while since I compiled the kernel. Why not take my new Western Digital Black out for a run? Because the reason why I couldn't do this again is I ran out of space and I couldn't do the git pull. I did go Western Digital Black in the end. The Western Digital Gold that I wanted disappeared. It sold, and they sold out, so I kind of had my arm twisted when it came to that. Although for Black Friday, holy crap, the deals. I wouldn't have minded they had a Western Digital Red Pro 8 terabyte for $159 US. Probably $2,758 dues. Actually, that's a good question. Instead of being an asshole. I've told you about the OpenSUSE guy, Michael Fox, who also does some streams every once in a while, but mostly on YouTube. For some of the software that he uses, and for buying hardware, it would be cheaper for him to get a flight to the United States, to Los Angeles, leave Los Angeles, get a rental car, drive down to the Micro Center in Tustin, buy the stuff in Tustin, pack it in his carry-on, and then fly back home. So the drive would be equivalent to about 225 Australian dollar dues. Man, they added some pops and cracks to this. I really wish I could compile Blender though, because that is actually something I would use on the server. Alas, I'm running into a Python dependency issue. The latest Git source requires Python 3.9, and that's just not available in Leap. And I don't feel like adding repo number 60 just to get Python 3.9. And I also don't feel like building Python from source. That doesn't sound like fun to me. Freezer behind me is actually Oddly enough, a lot of people think that compiling the kernel is some sort of black voodoo that only the most elite and smartest of neckbeards can do. It really isn't. It's not as hard as people make it out to be. I'm kind of flummoxed at this guide on how to build the Linux kernel on OpenSUSE, because it's gonna be like 4 lines. True, and that's why I kind of like the make old config, because it pulls the existing. So, for example, if I'm on kernel 4.12, for whatever reason, or 4.13, I can pull the old config, deal with anything that isn't in the old config that I need to manually intervene with, do edits later on if I need to do manual edits, and then compile. I think the old config goes to where the old config is, imports that automatically, and then goes from there. So one of the instructions that I found had you going and moving the old config around and then manually editing it with all of the new stuff. It was more work than it needed to be. And even worse was trying to figure out, at one point I needed to compile the kernel for my Pop! OS machine. And the instructions were just ridiculous. And turned out the best and well-written one that I found was no longer valid. I gave up 2/3 of the way in, and 2/3 of the way in, I was at the point of dealing with the old config file. I had already moved it, but managing it, I am a Dwarf Fortress player, and in Dwarf Fortress, losing is fun. Losing is winning. Seriously, if you want a really fun read, go to the Dwarf Fortress wiki and look up losing, because it is so well written and so much fun. And yes, some of the bugs in Dwarf Fortress are absolutely amazing. Oh yeah, I remember the cat explosion issue. I also have a stream where my fortress failed, and it wasn't because they went insane or anything. It was I had been so well situated, I literally suffered an FPS death. Cat explosion. Basically what it is the cats would reproduce at such an enormous rate, and since the game tracks every single animal in the game, it would hit the single thread that the game uses hard to the point where your frame rate would drop to about 1. And once it gets to 1 frame per second, the game gets really unstable. To the point where, boom, quick save, next thing you know, crash. Load back up, crash. Load back up, crash. No, I don't want it to be done. I need the garage to be warmer. No. Yep, it's still doing things. No, I've been burned various parts of my body, and I can tell you that's not true. They still get cold. I think the latest was an acid burn on my hand from battery acid. Oh boy, that tequila's potent. Haha, it's hot. Let's see, what else can I build? Yeah, but, I mean, I built FFmpeg. Come to speak of it. Sweet. Well, shit. That's not gonna work. What else? Am I really on the bleeding edge? I can't install NVIDIA at the moment. What are you thinking, Mir? You've got the system running with X at the moment. What else? Wait, is this one of those ones that uses built? No. This shouldn't take too long. I mean, this is barely filling up the 256 megs of cache that this drive has. Emoji? What's that? Ah. Well, listen here, you little squirt. Oh. Sorry. That is reminding me of what at one point I found the most insulting thing that you could say to an Aussie. And that is, I'd call you a cunt, but you lack the warmth and depth. Ooh! Ooh! Low blow! I know! uh, Yep, that is exactly the definition that I'm using it here. So Twitch, do not kick me off your platform for using a word of questionable nature. I'm using it in the cultural important context that in Australia, cunt means friend. Oh dear, Twitch censored something. Not even I can see that. All I see is 3 asterisks. Oh, yeah, I've got links blocked because of the big follows spam that's going around. Now that I've mentioned the name, they'll pop in and be like, hey, do you want lots of followers? Go to this site and buy them today! To which case, I will hit the button that says Low Orbit Ion Cannon, LOAC. Not without reporting them too, because I mean, that's if you watch someone on Twitch, that's one of the best things that you can do if you see one of the spammers pop up, is you as a viewer report it. Because it will go back and be actioned more than if a streamer does it. Yes, a streamer does have some importance, but if if a viewer goes and reports something like that, especially with the bot and spam, it goes through much quicker. Sweet. I'm also curious to see. This isn't just to warm up the garage, but also to test my new upgraded internet connection too. I mean, right now I'm not using it, but the Git pull does. Hello, Larry is not Bob. First year, I know you are. '30's not that bad, come on. It's when it gets to like 50, 55 in communist units, then you panic. You panic a lot. When the temperature outside matches the temperature of your processor when you're gaming, then you panic. You panic a lot. What was... Because my weather report differs from my actual thermometer that I have. What was... Here by the coast, it got to 45 degrees Celsius. freedom units! But that's 45 degrees at the coast of the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, but you're also in Australia too. So, I mean, the whole entire island there could be trying to kill you. Well, that compiled. Fine. Let's see, what else do I have? I really should upgrade DaVinci Resolve. I mean, I'm not that far outdated, because I mean, I'm on 16. Come on, DaVinci, give me a link. Why can't you just give me a link? Nope, too lazy. Lost interest. What else? Oh. That's up to date. Sweet. I can barely see that emoji from here. Then again, I'm no good doing it. Young whippersnapper. Get off my lawn. Well, I also have it on a 24-inch monitor that is about 2.5 meters away from me, and the font size is set to font 9. Yeah, it's also probably a hell of a lot closer to you. I can't have the machine crashing. Well, it did crash. What are these errors? Man, it didn't even get to 5%. What the hell? More lib. I'm gonna have to fix that at some point. Oh, cool. That's neat. That's a neat little tool. Huh. Because I've got some other stuff running in the background, and if I over provision on threads, it's not going to end well. I've been young and stupid in the past and done something like that. Try doing that on a Core 2 Duo. Oh no, I take that back. Try doing that on an Intel Atom, one of the early ones from 2008. Which I just took one of them out of production. Woohoo! Haha! No, I'm actually stated, well, the hardware that I did use the last time I did that. Actually, I think it was Pentium D, but no, it was my Intel Atom N270 that I over provisioned on threads massively when trying to compile something. And then I'd go and get a ticket, fly out there, shank you, and then come back home. Because I still have some 686 systems in production. Well, I take that back. The last one was the netbook, but I still use some every so often. My first computer, which was my first Intel-based system that I daily drove Linux on is a Pentium M. And I still have Tumbleweed installed on it. And I still use it. Outside of the fact that the Intel or the NVIDIA graphics on it is not supported. Because it's my first daily driver, well, second daily driver of OpenSUSE. And it's been running the same instance of OpenSUSE since I installed OpenSUSE on the machine. Go Doom! Actually, it's a pretty darn good reason. Why let perfectly functioning hardware just go and be wasted? It's also the last gift that still exists from my uncle, who is no longer with us and worked for NEC and National Semiconductor. You can thank him for the single chip that runs clocks and does timing. Cool. Well, that's compiled. This is going to be interesting. I think this one I can do Git on. The other two I have to use SVN. And I really would like to know what the command or the equivalent command to is. SVN. Here, let me show you. So in this particular directory, what would be like the equivalent of yes, and TuxCart should feel bad for forcing people to use SVN still. I agree wholeheartedly. It's not as bad as Mercurial. If I have to type in HG to get some sort of source code, that project is not worth my keen time. Mercurial can go and die in a fire. No. Nope, 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 nope. What is it? Will git pull work? No, it will not. God damn it. do this correctly. Oh. Check to see if I'm still streaming copyright-free music, because that would be bad if I'm not. I still am. Oh. Not worth my time. Yep, I don't have any source stuff there. And with that, I think I'm going to call it a night. Will do. Thank you for joining me, and I do appreciate it. For those watching on YouTube or elsewhere, like, share, subscribe, all that jam. If you really want to help out with the channel, Donato links are in the description below, where you can toss a couple coins my way. I will probably say ow when you do that, but hey, you can. Or even better yet, you could toss some hardware my way with the wishlist links in the description below, where you can toss some hardware my way to make these streams even better quality. Better mics, better mixture, pipe wire. No. Anywho, with that, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!